So what is the best price stocks to trade? What sort of range would that be? I want to just give a little tip here for beginners. And as a beginner, let me take a step back. This is a beginner video. So if you're looking for some sort of like in-depth, mind-blowing, detailed, holy grail magical system, this is for beginners, people that are just getting started in the stock market or really any financial market, because I want to make sure that they're focused on the right thing. And I get it. When you're brand new, just a beginner, you might be thinking, okay, one of those things I need to focus on is, well, what price range of stock, what price range of asset should I be trading? And I want to hopefully, if I do my job right here, just squash that approach. Now, you're not stupid. It makes sense why you would want to take that approach in terms of, all right, what price should I be focused on? But it doesn't matter, all right? So the first learning lesson here that I want you to take in mind is as you approach the market, I get it. It's easy to say, yeah, what price range needs to be traded? What is going on there? What would be efficient for my situation? What would be the best case scenario? What would be the best method so I can, make consistent money? Again, all that's good. That's fantastic. That's a good rational thought process. But in trading, the price range does not matter. So don't trade price ranges. Trade this. Setups. Or more specifically, good setups, right? So if you trade a good setup, then who cares about the price if it in and of itself is a good setup? Now that brings about the question, well, what is good? And good means that it's logical, right? There's a logical thought process behind it. It's not you grab the dart and that's not a logical thought process to take any sort of trade. That would not be, that would be a setup, right? That would be, I guess we'll call it the blind dart throw setup, but don't do that. We want good. So it's got to be logical, right? Another part of it. It's got to be risk focused. I get it. It's fun to talk about winning and winning trades and how much money you make. But as traders, our ultimate core job is to manage risk. So it's got to be risk focused, right? And then you also need to make sure that it gives you valid management, right? You need to make sure that after you get in, there's a management structure in place that actually makes sense relative to the overall trade. So in that sense, it kind of goes back to, are things logical to begin with? But that's what I mean by good. But notice, none of this has any sort of price associated with it. And a common misconception, especially if you're new to the channel, but who knows, maybe you're not, and you have this misconception, is that I only trade prices over a certain amount, that I only, certain styles, I only short stocks, I want to see them to go down. And sure, you'll tend to gravitate towards certain types of situations more than others. But for me personally, I don't care about the price range. I will trade, and I want to trade good setups. So to better illustrate this, let me just take you, and I'm going to show you a live trade, and notice the price range that I'm trading, and notice how it all played out. You'll notice I didn't play it the right way, but there's still a good learning lesson in and of itself. But you'll see that who cares about the price range? The trade actually turned out fantastic, not because of the price range, but because of just it was a good setup to begin with. So let me take it to my desktop, and you'll see how this all played out. 295 upside break point. So that what you saw me just type there was for my community that I offer, private trading group. So do they have to trade it the way I'm trading it? Absolutely not. But just, letting them know what I'm seeing. But a 295 break, if it looks like it can get up there, that'd be interesting. But now this thing just continues to pull back. So maybe there's not even going to be a trade that comes from this. Again, that goes back to the live part of things. I don't know if anything will ever even play out. But watching 295 very closely here. Maybe some sort of bottoming formation. But maybe not. And again, this is pre-market. The official market open at 9:30 Eastern, so it doesn't happen for about 40 minutes. But sometimes, like I said, you'll get these pre-market surges that can create some potential trading opportunities. Okay, here we go, maybe. In at 295. Let's see if we can get a break up over 3. Working back up to 3. At 3. Through 3. Well, was going for the 10-cent scalp. Didn't quite get it. Well, give it another try here. There we go. So got the quick $50 there. So nice little scalp. Now, I may have played it wrong from a scalp perspective, and if members of the community decided to play it other ways, then they may be making a lot more money out of here. We'll see what happens. But maybe I did play it the right way. Maybe just taking that quick $50 scalp was the right way to play it. Again, this is live. I don't know what's going to happen next. I'm not quite sure if who played it right. I mean, both people played it right, but it's an extent of who played it the most right, I guess, is really the way to look at it. So there we go, up $50, and like I said, market doesn't even officially open up for about 40 minutes. And for any of you members that took that trade with me, congratulations. Maybe some of you would still be holding right now because you're thinking it can push up a little bit further than what it has, and still very well may. And I may look goofy for quote unquote only taking the $50 bill. I'll take $50 in less than a minute because that was a pretty quick trade. But anyways, there we go. So starting off the day, so far up $50. I'll go ahead and pause and maybe another pre-market trade. And there we go. So those people that decided to play it for more than a scalp, those members, hey, you chose better than I did. You are now doing you're getting more out of it than what I potentially got out of it. But I'll go ahead and pause for the time being. Quick little update: those members that played it differently than I did, congratulations. They chose wisely. And although I chose wisely in the sense of I still made money on it, I didn't choose the actual right strategy to do, which was to play it for a bit more of a reversal back up to these highs, which looks like it very well may be coming up there at $3.50. So for those members that took that 295 trade, congratulations on not only taking it, but selecting the better strategy there to hold it for a while longer. And then for you as viewers, just to give you an FYI, yep, I realize I look pretty silly right now, but it is what it is. If you think you're always gonna play a stock the absolute best way it can be played, that's not really the reality of the matter. But so that's what happened to me here, but it is what it is. But just want to, like I said, give you a final update on what happened with it. Well, one final update. I really look bad right now, but yep, this one not only went back up to highs, is pushing through highs. So one final time, congratulations to members that played it differently. But like I said, it's embarrassing to show that, but it happens. You're not always going to choose the right method. But for me, time of the day, the pre-market, the price range, these stocks can be kind of sketchy at times. So I just wanted to take the quick scalp and start off with a $50 cushion. But yeah, I very at this point very clearly chose the wrong management strategy there. But yeah, it is what it is. But I promise final update on this one. I take that back. No final promise, because if this thing goes up to like $4, I'm sure I'm gonna want to show an update again. But as of right now, this I think will be the last update. Well, it did actually not only go up to 4. I mean, it's above 4 right now, but so far it's gone up actually as high as about 425. So I would say I promise this is the last update, but if this thing goes up to 5, I'll probably be back to update it again. But overall, yeah, great looking move. So as you just saw, that was a stock below $5, and it actually made a really nice move to the upside, but it had nothing to do with, well, I can only trade stocks below 10, or I can only trade stocks below 5, or I'm only going to trade stocks over $100. Now you may be thinking, and this is where I want to end, you may be thinking, Clay, you say price range doesn't matter, but these stocks that trade up over $100, $200, $500 per share, again, a good point. But we have a little bit of the illusion of explanatory depth, which is a psychological term out there. But it just basically says, well, you just don't quite have an in-depth understanding of everything available to you. And I'm not going to go through it here, but on the screen right now, I'm putting up an image to another video that I would love for you to watch, where basically you could trade a very expensive stock if you just had $70 in your account. So the question really becomes, do you have $70 in your account? If you do, then yes, you can be trading stocks that are well over $100 per share, which again brings back to the whole focus of price range does not matter. And I'll put a link down to that video below if you're somebody that's saying, well, Clay, I have a price range because I can't afford to trade stocks at this price. No, you can afford to trade. Just watch that video down below. Like I said, assuming you have $70 in your account, then that video would definitely be relevant to you. So hopefully this helps. Hopefully this kind of, as a beginner, opens your eyes to make sure that you're not getting too narrow focused on certain things. Because if you just narrow on price range, then you can really limit your opportunities, because when you're focused on setups instead, then you're gonna have that many more opportunities out there. And as traders, whether that's swing traders or day traders, that's what we are after. That's what's gonna help us make money consistently, is we need to have setups. And again, not only setups, but good setups. And when you unlock yourself from some sort of arbitrary price range, then that's gonna make that much more possible. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button. Also, comments, questions, suggestions, leave those down below. And then finally, check out the channel as a whole. If you like that little live trade snippet, there's an entire playlist on the channel of all live trade videos, so you can go check that out. But hopefully you like what you see enough to hit that subscribe button, as I'd love to have you as a subscriber to the channel. But get out there, expand your focus, and expand your opportunities. First off, thanks so much for watching the entire video. Real quick, before you go, I want to invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event, whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only one losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up, as it will be recorded, and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.